Hello, grade 4. Hope you guys are all doing well. Thanks a lot for the Zoom lesson or meeting today. Let's get straight into today's lesson. So I know we usually do the grammar on Tuesdays, but I just thought it doesn't really make sense to do. So I've just changed the grammar to Wednesday and the anchor text today, following the anchor text analysis following the anchor text. Kind of makes a little more sense, I think. But anyway, let's get straight into it. So to start off, we're going to talk about points of view. I'm going to try and make it as simple as possible. It might be quite a weird concept to get your head around, but it's as soon as once you get it, you won't be able to forget it. Okay, let's try get it. Right, so first person means writing from the author's point of view or perspective. For example, Zane wrote the following story. As I walked through the park today, I saw the biggest, most ugly duck. First person. Common words used in first person are I, me, and we. Second person is a point of view where the narrator tells the story to another character using the word you. So you could say Zina told Riam the following story. You should have seen the duck. You would have loved its eyes. In the second person, the author could be talking to the audience. We can tell this by the use of you and yours. Great. Lastly, guys, third person point of view is told by a narrator who is not part of the story. For example, Ali Hussein tells the following story in third person. She stood staring at the duck when a UFO appeared out of nowhere and sucked the duck into its ship. So third person uses the words he, she, or it. I hope you guys enjoyed the animation. It's actually pretty hard to do, but I'm trying to make it better for you guys and a little more interesting. But anyway, let's carry on talking a little more. So don't pay attention to the examples of the books they're using, but this picture I found on the internet kind of helps explain it. So first person, and you can see where the arrow is, and that is basically you talking about yourself. So you can say words like I or we. Now second person, you see, is the person sitting across the table, and you use words like you or your. So it could be talking to another character or to the audience. Now third person is told by a narrator who is not part of the story at all. So you use words like he, she, or it. So anyway, guys, that's basically the 3 points of view you guys have to know. I hope that explains it kind of well. If not, I can try, help explain it a little bit more for you guys, but let me know if you kind of get it. We'll speak a bit more about it on Thursday's Zoom meeting. Anyway, let's get into the analysis of the anchor text. Cool, guys, let's check out the preview for the topic. Citizens' rights. Civics is the study of government and the role individuals play in government. Citizens' rights are the things that people are allowed to do according to the law. For example, attending school is the right all citizens under the age of 18 have in the United States. Voting in elections is a right all adult citizens have. I could do that takes place during the 1800s. At this time, women were not allowed to vote in the United States. In the selection, you'll meet Ether Morris, a woman who believed that all citizens should have the right to vote. You'll find out what she did to help women gain this right. So before we carry on, let's take a quick look at citizens and rights. So let's look at them separately. What is citizens? What does it mean to be a citizen? So basically, a citizen is a person who lives in a particular place, the citizens of Iraq. But more so, it means a person who legally belongs to gives allegiance to and has the rights and protection of a country. So even if you, for example, if you are born in Iraq, you are a citizen of Iraq. If you have an Iraqi passport and that kind of stuff, you are a citizen of Iraq. Just like my home country is South Africa. I am a citizen of South Africa. So you belong to Iraq. You have the protection and rights from your country. That is basically what citizen means. Even if you were born in Iraq and you live somewhere else, you are still a citizen of Iraq. So even if you live in America, for example, you have a Iraqi passport and you are a citizen of Iraq. Let's talk about rights on the other hand. And I'm going to talk about America because I know a lot of countries, generally speaking, there's a Bill of Rights that the whole world or most countries in the world abide by, but I don't know for 100% fact if Iraq does or what other, I don't know all the countries that do. So I'm just going to talk about the United States. It's just easier. Basically, after the Second World War, there was a lot of human atrocities, as in people were killed and tortured, and a lot of bad things happened in the Second World War. So a lot of these countries came together and they made the Bill of Rights so that the same thing wouldn't happen again. So basically, rights are things that protect each and every person on the planet. So for example, it's the same reason why in America you can't just go up to someone and shoot them with a gun, because you have the right to life. So here are just some examples of human rights. Human rights include the right to life, freedom from slavery and torture, the right to work and education, and many more. Everyone is entitled to these rights. Generally speaking, these rights are quite universal. So yeah, but that's basically citizens and rights. You put them together and it's basically talking about a person's rights in that particular country or where they're from, or citizen of what. So I hope that makes sense, guys. Let's move on. Fantastic. So the main thing they want us to look at when we're trying to analyze this text is cause and effect. So as you read, I could do that. Note how some events lead to or cause other events. These events are called effects. Sometimes several causes have one effect. At other times, one cause may have several effects or start a whole series of events. A signal word such as because, so, or when may tell readers when an author has organized information by describing a cause and effect relationship. A cause or an effect could also be implied or not stated directly in the text. A graphic organizer like this one below can be used to record text evidence of causes and effects. So, I Could Do That describes the important things Esther Morris did during her life. The biography is organized by a cause and effect relationships. A cause and effect relationship exists when one event leads to another event. Sometimes several causes have one effect. At other times, a single cause has many effects. Single words such as because, so, or when may help you recognize a cause and effect relationship. A cause or an effect could also be implied or not stated directly in the text. So that was basically just repeating what we just read out. But anyway, on page 659 of I Could Do That, the author describes several cause and effect relationships. For example, Esther's husband, Artemis, dies in an accident. What are the effects of this event? Use text evidence in your answer. So let's just look at the little paragraph they're talking about. And it's on page 659, right at the top. When Esther was 28, she married Artemis Slack, and a few years later had a son they called Archie. But when Artemis died in an accident, Esther made a big decision. I'm moving to Illinois, she told her friends. I'll claim the land Artemis owned there and raise our son. So we can see that the cause was Artemis Slack dies in an accident. So this is the cause. Now, guys, it's pretty simple, pretty easy to understand. There's so many effects that happen because of this. I mean, for one, Esther moves to Illinois, so that is an effect. What else is an effect of Artemis Slack dies in an accident? Easter meets and marries John Morris. So I mean, both of these things wouldn't potentially happen. Okay, maybe moving to Illinois would have happened if Artemis was alive, but probably not though. I mean, she moved there because Artemis died, to get away from it and to go raise their son. Easter meets and marries John Morris wouldn't have happened if Easter was still married to Artemis. So these are effects. And I mean, you can carry on and go on about effects, and it's, that could have led on to, her changing the amendments. But yeah, so that's basically cause and effect, guys. Here's just another little quirky image to maybe help you guys understand cause and effect. You see the cause is that big ball, and the effect is that kid jumping on the other side. Another example you could about Humphrey. Remember the anchor text we did last week about Humphrey? A cause could be that the TV was always on and very loud, and people were always watching. What is the effect of that? Could be that Humphrey, unplugged the TV. What is another effect of that is that the family realized they need some time away from the TV, or they enjoyed, doing things without the TV. So that's another example of cause and effect. There's no need to overcomplicate it, guys. It's pretty easy. Cause could be it raining outside, and the effect is you're using an umbrella. So it's pretty simple, guys. Guys, I will attach a bit of a template, but this is going to be the homework I want you guys to do for today. So it's make a timeline. Think about the many important things Easter did in her life. With a partner, unfortunately, you're not in class, so you're going to have to do it by yourself. Create a timeline that shows her accomplishments as described in I Could Do That. Make sure to include details about the people, places, and events from the text. So I'm not gonna. You guys must draw the line yourself and put in the dates yourself. Make it as detailed as you can, and add anything important that you guys think is relevant in the text. And then obviously that by the end of the week I'll show you timeline that I did and we can compare. But yeah, that's basically the homework, guys. That is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please send me a message if you want me to explain or cover anything that you guys are not, maybe you're not quite too sure on something or didn't grasp it enough. I can go over it again, no problem. But other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day further.